Teddy is back, and you should absolutely not pull her because she's free. And not just free, she's good. Like top of the meta hyper carry good, with perhaps the most free-to-play friendly builds to date. However, there's a catch, or rather, a trap. But don't worry, now that you're watching this video, there's no way you'll fall for it, and instead get this busted character and her kit without spending a dime. Teddy Spectre is an S-rank Ice Amplifier with the Radiance effect. As an Ice Amplifier, that means she kicks Kaleido out of her spot on the Ice team. Or at least, that's what I thought. Instead, Teddy Spectre is so strong, so busted, that she's actually the strongest Ice character, outclassing Ayla, Wanshu, and even Shukra. Yes, even though she's an amplifier, Teddy is stronger than the Ice attacker Chu at most ranks. What this means is that the meta Ice team is now Teddy Decryptor, the main damage dealer, Wanshu Lucid Dreamer as tank, and Kaleido as a second amplifier. Yes, Ayla has somehow held onto her spot in the meta for another patch. And of course, as Ayla's biggest fan, I couldn't be happier. Even though amplifier buffs don't stack, Ayla has the very important job of holding support memory sets, since you'll want Teddy using offensive memory sets with this build. But don't despair, Chu fans. At high investment, Chu can beat Teddy's damage with triple S rank, her signature weapon, and the skills of a very advanced player. But for those of us who don't have a heavily invested Chu, Teddy will be your main Ice DPS. I don't expect this party composition to be meta for too long, but you gotta admit it is pretty funny. Best part is, that means the meta Ice team is completely free, what with Ayla and Wanshu being available through dorm commissions and Teddy being available through… well, we'll get to that in a bit. But even when the Ice team changes and Teddy is no longer the best Ice DPS, she'll continue to have longevity as the best Ice amplifier. Now, when it comes to effects, Teddy is pivotal to the Radiance team. She'll be joining Bianca Crepuscule as the only other Radiance character, and for the third slot, we recommend using Nanami Star Trail for now, as Radiance damage benefits from her lightning buffs. But Ice and Radiance aren't the only places Teddy shines. She's also a great candidate for the Nihil team if you have Ishmael Parhelion. Ishmael is a unique character that will shift to the role of amplifier or tank depending on her team members. When paired with the amplifier Teddy, Ishmael takes the role of tank with stats that match Wanshu Lucid Dreamer. And Ishmael with Wanshu's numbers is frickin' busted, which is why Teddy does so well on the Nihil team. Now, let's take a look at Teddy's weapon, Neon Wayfarer. They're a pair of pumped-up kicks that she'll be showing off while doing this iconic Kamen Rider move. What this signature weapon allows you to do is… actually, who cares? Just like Teddy herself, the signature weapon is free, so you should just pick it up no matter what. Same thing goes for her cub. Free shoes, free bear. Let's move on and talk about what really matters. How to get Teddy Spectre totally free. When you log in, you'll notice that you have a new type of mission on the daily screen, the service missions. Complete the missions to get these tokens, and then you can trade the tokens at the service shop, which is located with the other shops here. Once you have 2,800 tokens, you can trade them for 50 of Teddy shards, enough to unlock her, along with her signature weapon and cub. That's right, no banners, no RNG, and no nonsense. So, what's the catch? Well, you will need to watch out for this trap. 2 of the missions reward tokens for spending event construct R&D tickets. That is, the yellow event banner tickets. 35,000 tickets to be precise, which is a lot, enough to get 2 characters. That's not free at all. What's going on here? This is the trap, and one you do not have to fall for. You can completely ignore these 2 missions and still get everything from Teddy Service Shop without spending a dime. Here's how it works. There are 2 types of service missions, event missions and weekly missions. The event missions are only available for a limited time and will disappear once Teddy's patch ends. If you ignore the missions asking you to spend tickets, you can get 1,500 tokens one time. The weekly missions are just that, recurring weekly missions. These are permanent, and fulfilling them gets you 500 tokens a week. Because they'll keep appearing week after week, you can farm the weekly missions instead of spending your precious BC or tickets. And And if you're free to play or low spender, I highly recommend this. Spending 35,000 BC to get Teddy just a couple of weeks earlier is not worth it. Instead, do your free event missions and weekly missions for 2,000 tokens. This will be enough to get you all of Teddy's shards. The following week, get 500 more tokens to get Teddy's signature weapon, and the week after, get 300 more to get her cub. With that, you'll have cleared out the shop, and the server submissions and shop will close. If you're late to this patch, you can still claim your free Teddy and her gear, but it will take you 6 weeks to do so. Keep at it and be patient. You have plenty of time. The way I see it, this trap is really just an option for spenders who are planning on pulling dupes of her anyway. And if this is you, remember to pull your Teddy from the banner first and use her free shards to rank her up. It's more efficient this way. However, you don't have to pull dupes of Teddy to rank her up. In fact, with enough patience, you can evolve her to triple S rank totally free. To do so, first unlock Teddy with the shards from the server shop. Then get her to double S rank with the shards from the Phantom Pancake shop. After that, you can get more Teddy shards from the voucher shop. Vouchers can be farmed through various challenges and on the free battle pass, but they are slow to accrue. If you go this route, keep in mind that each month, 20 Inver shards will go on discount. If you are being precious with your vouchers, you may want to only buy the discounted ones and wait between sales. While it's very slow, free-to-play players can get Teddy to double S3 rank or even triple S rank this way. Double S3 rank increases her buffs from 20% to 30%, while also majorly increasing her core passive damage, so I highly recommend it. Triple S rank improves Teddy's personal damage as well as allows her to reset QTE timers on swap. However, where her Triple S rank really shines is when it comes to the Radiance effect. For Radiance, Teddy's job is to build up effect stacks so Bianca can lay on the pain. At Triple S rank, her effect stack limit doubles, which means Bianca Crepuscule can stay on the field much longer to dish out an inferno of searing Radiance damage. So, should you pull Teddy Spectre? Absolutely not. Teddy is so affordable, it doesn't make any sense to do so unless you're a big spender, and if you are, well, nothing would stop you anyway. But for free-to-play players and low spenders, definitely get Teddy and her gear from the server shop instead of the banner, and save your BC. After all, we know that new frames for Rosetta, Nirvatia, Kamui, and even Alpha are right around the corner, and who knows when there will be another tempting gacha coding. But in the meantime, don't underestimate Teddy Spectre either. She's strong, fun, and dripping with nostalgic charm. Her menu animation is even an homage to a legendary moment in fighting game history, which you can learn all about in this video, where Ivy and I got an early first look at Teddy's beta build.